With Norfolk Ski Club, it's something that people can turn their nose up because it's not snow, it's short, it can be quite slow as well. However, some of the best skiers, particularly best skiers in the world at the moment, have started from a dry slope.
So a couple of years ago we celebrated our 50th anniversary. Started as a very, very small indoor slope. Moved to the site here a few years after that. Very small nursery slope just going across the complex, and has then grown and evolved through that time. There wasn't a hill here before. That's been made from various rumours of foundations from the Castle Mall shopping complex or the Southern Bypass. So it's all been mostly manually constructed. The main slope was first, and then followed by the nursery slope, and then with a grant from the National Lottery, we extended the clubhouse and done the intermediate slope at that point. So it's more than tripled in size. It's run by volunteers, so they're doing it for the love of it, not just because they're getting paid. It's not salaried or anything like that.
Every instructor and coach is a volunteer, and the club is a members club. So that means we can have the best facilities possible because we're not paying lots of money for staffing.
So they're really, really invested in what they want to teach. It's a members club run by the members for the members. It stops us being too commercial. We have to be commercial to a degree because we've got rent and rates and staff costs to pay. But it just keeps the atmosphere lighter because people are here because they want to do it. It's not a salary, it's not a job, a churn they have to do each day. But there's been quite a few successes. I guess the most recent is Will Fennelly, TJ Baldwin. Both started at the club, invested time and discipline in the event. Tried various of the activities that we offer and found their own sweet spot. And with the encouragement of the coaches that we had here, they reach a level and it's time to move on. But it's given them such a solid foundation to move on from. And it's great that both those guys regularly come back to the club and support it, and maybe in a bit more of a celebrity status now. But
So I first started skiing in Canada on a family ski trip, and I was at 6 years old. We found that we had this facility here, and we started coming here from the age of 6 or 7. And I grew up in the junior club program, and then got into the race team. And from the age of 7 to even over the last couple of years, I've come back to ski here a bit. So I grew up skiing on the dry slope here, but obviously traveling over to many other places to ski and compete. I mean, the club has been massive because back in the UK, there's not many opportunities to ski on snow. Especially around here, we don't have any opportunity. So having this set up like pretty much on my back door, it's been amazing. Allowed me to ski every week. When I couldn't get out into the mountains, especially during the summer, and even just getting into a racing competitive spirit with the URSAs and any other of those regional events, being able to do that. They also run sort of freestyle events, and they bring out different camps over to the dry slope, and I got into those, and that's how I got into my sport eventually, diverting away from alpine skiing and getting into mogul skiing. So this is one of the best dry slopes in the country. I mean, we've got moguls here, waves, jumps, and a massive dry slope, and all sorts of other areas. So it just makes sense that we wouldn't go anywhere else. I mean, this is the best place for dry slopes in the UK. And we're lucky enough to be close enough to it. And and that's why we use it. It's not something I think anyone ever thinks will happen, especially coming from the UK, where you sort of the big events here are the sort of dry slope competitions, and that's most people's vision of where you're going to go. But I guess things just go from one to another, and you never know where you're going to end up. And I was pretty lucky, and I do come back down here every so often when I get the chance, just to ski around a bit and remember the good times growing up.
Junior Club is great. It's our feeder into long-term membership. Kids are a lot more supple when they're young. They're not stiff and in their ways like an old man like me trying to learn. And what the Junior Club does, it gives them the opportunity to try different aspects of skiing or boarding, whether it be freestyle, whether it be going over the moguls, gets them going around poles as to have they got a race inclination. It gives them that all-round basis upon which they can decide what route they want to take. Some of it is just recreational side for some great holidays in the winter. But it just brings them up, establishes them for us to say it's sort of starting to groom new members for longer term.
Junior Club is our session on a Saturday morning where we take children that we've taught to ski, and they've done the beginners and the continuation, and they've been signed off as safe to ski on the main slope. And then this is a club that they can come to and ski with all their friends. It's coached. We have some junior leaders who are slightly sort of older teenagers who've been through the process themselves, and they help the kids out on the slope. And we do a mixture of things. We teach them to ski the moguls, through the waves, they do some freestyle, and they race as well to progress up through the 4 groups that we have. And what it does is it really helps them become all-round skiers. We work on all aspects of their skiing, and we try and make it really, really fun, because kids learn through having fun and through doing. So that's our ethos at Junior Club. The way that Junior Club can help skiers progress is it stops them getting trapped down one skiing path, like getting fixated on racing or on freestyle. It really encourages them to try the different disciplines and go outside their comfort zone. And all of these things help their skiing skills, balance, coordination, timing. They're learning without even realising they're learning, just through having fun. And we find with kids, people get fixated on teaching them to ski, technical advice, how can I make my child ski better? And the answer really is to allow them time on skis with their friends, trying all sorts of different things, even the things they're not necessarily so keen on, because the falls, the experience, the catches and the saves are what really improves their skiing. And it's incredible to see how fast they do progress if they're able to come to a ski slope like this and ski regularly every week. Most kids only get to ski once a year when they go on ski holidays, and the difference between those kids and kids who get the chance to build up this muscle memory, this coordination, it's quite a technical sport, skiing. People don't appreciate that, but the kids are learning it it's almost self-taught through their own balance, through their experience. And it's great to watch.
We've got a great coaching team, really experienced, and we pull upon guest coaches that come in who've got experience on snow and in the broader circuit. The slope's quite large, so you can get a good run, a good few gates in. It offers for the ski cross, board cross as well, going through the fun park and some of the waves and the waves and the toys that we can put on the slope. And it gives a bit of competitive edge and a sort of drive to succeed and get better. Everybody looks at the time, so it gives them that motivation to get faster and improve. And it's a different skill set. Really on the edges of the skis, really sort of driving through the gates, and gives them just another avenue to explore and the chance to put it into practice with the race leagues that the club gets involved with.
It's really rewarding to coach the team, and it's great when they come down when I was still skiing and racing and saying, "Oh, I beat you," because they're really happy about it. But also it shows that it's a win for us as well, because we want to coach them to be better skiers than what we are and to progress as far as they can. If coaches were the best skiers on the hill, then they'd be winning the World Cup. They're not. I see performance coaching and also everything we do at this club at trying to get the skiers better than what we are. We go around a lot of slopes around the country as part of our racing, and I've yet to come across one with better conditions on the mat and more facilities than what we've got here. We've got a very good main slope with all the matting is certainly under 5 years old. We have good nursery slopes, intermediate slopes, we've got moguls, freestyle facilities. So I think we've got the best dry slope facility in the whole country. Add in the fact that everyone that's coaching and instructing is here because they want to be. It's all about a passion. And that goes right the way from our beginners, when we start them on the nursery slope, particularly with our children's beginners. They're working with instructors right the way through all the progression through junior club. The coaches from the race team and also freestyle coaches will come down to those sessions as well and help them out. That leads to quite a lot of people coming through, and we can keep the numbers high by keeping it enjoyable for them. So they come because they want to. If they want to do it, they will keep working at it, and then they will, hopefully, some of them progress to a level where they can go on to snow, work with other coaches, and push towards wherever they want to go. So the week-long camps are also great because that means that the athletes get different coaches. It's always good to learn from different people because we've all got a different skill set and different aims and different abilities. And if you can take the best bits from everyone and mix it all together, then you can form a well-rounded athlete. It's also been great as we've come out of the last lockdown to have those two camps that ran. We had Cross Collective and Unique down to coach, and what's good about that is that the kids came back for an intensive session to get back into it. They could spend time to build them back up to racing, which in a 2-hour session would have taken a lot longer for us to do in the evenings.
It's a good slope to do it because the coaches can work on everything from like bumps and stuff to skiing courses.
The infrastructure that Norfolk have that allow us to ski crosses is jumps, bumps and terrain really. I mean, everything that you'd find in a ski cross race in the World Cup you'll find on a much smaller scale at Norfolk. So the jumps allow you to be able to learn how to absorb. In freestyle it's all about popping and getting height, whereas in ski cross it's about compressing and finding the snow or the plastic sooner rather than later, because it's faster on with your feet on the ground than it is with your feet in the air. So these tiny little things, whether it's a jump that's 2 feet high or a jump that's 20 feet high, The technique stays the same throughout. Training at the ski club, the artificial slope, I mean, what it does is it gives you a good feel of what balance is like on skis, to weight the pressure on the outside foot to learn how to turn. And I always say to the kids, you know, if you can learn how to ski or snowboard on the plastic, then you are pretty much good to go within a day of adjusting onto snow.
So Norfolk Snowsports Club is a really special place. When you travel around the country and go to other dry ski slopes, you begin to appreciate what an amazing facility we have here. The standard of our facility, the mat, the range of terrain that we have, the fun park, the waves, the moguls, dedicated beginner slopes, a bar to prop the adults up. It adds to an ambience that we have as well. It's a real family atmosphere we have here.
The best thing about Norwich is just the community and all the other people that you ski around with. It's a great friendship, place to grow up skiing, get out, do activities, get competitive, and all the options available here. It's just an amazing place, and very grateful to have it in our local area.
It can pave your career and life in terms of experience. I mean, if it wasn't for Norfolk Dry Slope, I wouldn't have moved to Colorado. I wouldn't have met my wife. So it's just a stepping stone in life in the right direction.
It's just a great atmosphere. As I say, it's really friendly. It's not pretentious. It's inclusive. Skiing, you know, in its time has had an elitist reputation, but yeah, that's really been taken away to make it as inclusive and enjoyable for everybody. It's a great place to be, and everybody hopefully has a good time.